Hey Luke, just out for a little family walk and
You're gonna be able to hear.
wanted to, oh, I know, the leaves, so loud. I wanted to say thank you for reaching out and what you're doing is awesome. I was just pumped up to see that passion in what you're doing and to see the kids outside is so great because it's just so needed. And I love the thought of having these forces of rewilding popping up around the world. And when we're connected, I think that's a good thing. I've often wondered how could we really connect to strengthen each other. But I trust the time for that will come. And right now, just to know each other and have that connection, I think has some power. Your question is about outreach, and it's a super good question. I get a lot of advice from people saying, Ken, your videos have great content and blah, blah, blah. But, I have a fair, outreach and following, but not that big. And, why isn't your stuff getting out there more widely? And the advice is often to get markety. So, make the videos flashier, make them more controversial, whatever it's going to be, in order to really get numbers, essentially. And I've always had a resistance to that. There's some people doing it really effectively. You probably know Daniel Vitalis and someone who's popularizing rewilding in some big ways. They're trying to teach bite inhibition to the dog. So they give a bit loud scream when he bites too hard, nips too hard. Anyway, so you have some people like that are doing a great job of really getting a broad outreach. And I think that, agree or disagree with some of the other people's approach to rewilding, it's a good thing if we think of all of us working together, in the sense that there's people out there with really broad reach that are just introducing people to the concept and getting people interested in a higher degree of health or a higher degree of fitness or getting out in nature, whatever the doorway into rewilding is going to be for that particular person. And then there can be other people. I think of myself in this camp, and without knowing you more, I kind of think of you in this camp. And that's people that maybe will never have this outreach of millions and millions of people, but we're going to touch people really deeply and intimately on a very personal level. And in doing so, to me at least, it's really important that there's just a high degree of integrity in what I'm putting out there. So instead of trying to make videos that are short enough to keep people's attention, that are going to have, content that's going to hook people, etc., I try to just put out what's in my heart, what I really feel is vital. And my goal is to do that in a way that's deeply personal. So, when I make a video, I'm not talking to the camera, I'm talking to the person that I'm engaged with. And people have said that comes through and they feel like they're almost sitting there with me or with Rebecca and I. And I realize this is not going to get the numbers that some other things will get. But I believe we'll be able to touch people. And my overall philosophy in a way is if we can really touch one person, you know, if there's one of those children you take out into the woods and they have a life transformation because of that experience, that's going to ripple out and they're going to touch people. And that becomes this ripple effect that just reaches out into the world. And I think it's equally as powerful as touching millions of people on a more superficial level. I think if we grow too big, right? If we have a YouTube channel, for instance, that has millions of people, we're just not going to be able to keep up with the people that write to us, the people that, you know, leave heartfelt comments. And you know, even now, the place I'm at, sometimes it's really hard to find enough physical time to really reach out to people, you know, to respond back. So, so there's a virtue in smallness, in a way, and that goes against much of what the world says. But I think, you know, if we look at ecosystems and natural systems, including the human system, we don't really understand how it works. We can think that the real change happens when we are touching those millions and millions of people and we have all these followers, and you know, the more political clout that we have, or getting published in big publications. But I think probably the truth of it is that the human system is really more ecological than we think, and that the real difference is being made when you're taking those kids out into the woods, or you make some kind of video or some outreach on social media that touches even just a few people's hearts. So my encouragement would be to, you know, use the tools of marketing and stuff if you want to, but to do it, nice catch for catching leaves, but to do it always with forefront in your mind that you're going to be putting your heart into everything you do, and never going to set aside what you feel is right in order to get more views or more followers or whatever it would be. I think you're actually going to have more impact that way. I don't know what the future holds, Luke. I could see, you know, gatherings happening in the future where maybe we, you know, Rewild U comes over to the UK and we put together some big thing and try to draw people in from a bunch of the countries around you. You come over here and we do something. Maybe the future's holding all kinds of cool stuff like that, where there's more physical connection. But right now, I think we're working on an ecological level, and we are planting seeds that are going to change the whole ecosystem. The more we plant seeds that are truly heartfelt and don't kind of adhere to the regular culture's ideals, in this case of marketing and flashiness and keeping things shallow and fast, and the more we're going to really touch people. So the team you were working with there, that video was beautiful. It was super professional. It was touching. It was engaging. Awesome. Keep up work like that. And the other stuff you're putting out, you know, I mean, that was way better production than I'm ever capable of. And the content was great too. So you have something that's very winning there. Keep putting it out and be patient and trust that you're touching people. I will do what I can from this side, you know, get you up on the Facebook thing, and I have a private Forest Monk group, and I'll put you up on there, and we'll, you know, I'll do what I can from this side to kind of get your name out there and post stuff up. So send me stuff when you have it, and once in a while I'll just pop something up on Facebook or something like that, and we can just help each other in that way. So hope this helps a little bit. I know it's not the usual marketing advice, but let's just be pure in our hearts and really deliver a message that comes straight from Spirit. I think that's going to really make the change. All right. This is the ReWildU campus out here, and it's where the students get to live. Pretty beautiful place. This is just one section. The other part of the land looks completely different, big and open. But we have lots of old trees here, which is nice. All right, my friend, let's keep in touch. Hope this helps a little bit. Bye.